The galaxy whispered his name in fear. Across countless star systems, bounties dissolved into silence the moment his presence was known. He was called Kael Varyn, and no one survived when he aimed. No one, except today. Kael crouched atop the steel beams of the orbital platform, overlooking the crowded spaceport of Virelia station. The target had just exited the command hub, a human named Elias Drake, a diplomat and scientist rumored to hold secrets capable of shifting alliances across entire sectors. Kael's pulse was steady. He was the deadliest assassin alive, and he had only one mission: eliminate this human before he could reach the waiting shuttle. Elias moved with casual precision, oblivious to the predator above. His hands held a data pad, his gaze scanning the instructions for the shuttle. While Kael's trained eye traced every movement, every subtle shift in posture. Kael's rifle hummed softly, a whisper of death ready to fire. And yet, something flickered within him, a hesitation. Not the kind he had ever allowed before. This mission was simple. It was supposed to be mechanical, guaranteed, and unquestionable. Kael's reputation relied on efficiency, on certainty. But as he watched Elias, a strange thought crept in. This man seemed aware, but not afraid. The humans were fragile creatures, physically weaker than most sentient species he'd encountered, emotionally volatile, unpredictable. Yet, there was something about the calm in Elias' movements, the way he held himself upright despite the chaos of a crowded station, that drew Kael's attention in a way no target ever had. Kael exhaled softly and adjusted the rifle's scope. He saw the shuttle dock and noted the distance. A single shot, perfectly timed, would ensure the mission's success. No trace. No witnesses. Kael had executed hundreds like this, across dozens of systems. Every kill had been clean. Every mission finished without error. And yet, Kael could not fire. Hours earlier, Kael had infiltrated the station with his usual precision. Disguised as a maintenance drone, he bypassed security, scanned for surveillance, and moved silently through ventilation shafts. Every step had been calculated. Every exit plan rehearsed. He had approached this target with the certainty of a predator stalking prey, yet the closer he got, the more he noticed anomalies. The human was not ordinary. His mind was sharp, yes, but his presence exuded something unusual. Resilience. Empathy, almost. Kael had studied countless species, evaluating weaknesses, predicting panic responses. Elias had none of them. Even when a minor scuffle erupted nearby, when a station guard tripped and fell into the human's path, he reacted with calm, resolving the situation without raising alarm. Kael's instincts screamed at him to ignore the anomaly. This was irrelevant. Assassins did not question targets. Orders were orders. Mission accomplished or mission failed. There was no middle ground. And yet, Kael found himself retreating to a shadowed alcove, heart racing in a way that did not align with fear or excitement. Curiosity, something Kael had long considered a flaw, coursed through him. He observed. From his vantage point, Kael noticed a child trailing Elias, small, timid, a girl with luminous hair and wide eyes. She clutched a mechanical component, and it seemed she was attempting to deliver it to Elias without drawing attention. Kael's focus sharpened. The child was clearly human, and yet she exuded the same calm resilience as the man. A surge of irritation flickered within him. Protecting humans was irrational. Allowing emotions to interfere with a mission was illogical. And yet he hesitated. Kael adjusted the rifle, calculated the trajectory, considered every possible outcome. The shot was perfect. A single pull, and the mission would be done. He exhaled. And then he didn't fire. The moment stretched. In the silence of the platform, Kael lowered the rifle slightly. The human and the child continued, oblivious to the predator above. Kael's mind raced. What was it about this human? Why did he feel responsible? Not for the mission, not for the reward, but for the life he was about to end? Kael had never hesitated before. Never. Every assignment had been carried out with flawless execution. The dead were left silent, and the living moved on. Kael's reputation had been built on fear, precision, and obedience. Yet now, something alien stirred within him. The human paused near the shuttle, bending down to fix a small mechanical problem the child had created. Elias worked quickly, deftly, without raising his voice, without panicking. Kael watched the interaction, noting the patience and care in every motion. The realization hit Kael like a collision. The human, so fragile, so ordinary, possessed something Kael had never encountered: courage paired with compassion. Strength not from power or weapons, but from choice. The ability to act decisively, yet ethically, even when the universe expected fear. Kael's finger twitched over the trigger, the weight of his decision pressing on him. He could finish the mission. He should finish the mission. Every instinct screamed to strike. And then he remembered something his old mentor had said centuries ago, long before Kael became a weapon. True power is not measured by what you destroy, but by what you choose to protect. He exhaled slowly and withdrew the rifle completely. The shot that would have ended the human's life and his child companions never came. Kael exfiltrated the station quietly, unseen. The human and the child boarded the shuttle and departed, unaware of the predator who had let them live. Kael watched the vessel detach, feeling an unfamiliar warmth coil in his chest. It was not fear nor satisfaction. It was relief. Days later, Kael found himself assigned another mission, one he knew would test him further. He had been called to eliminate a political figure in the Renari sector, another routine kill. And yet, he hesitated again. He thought of Elias, of the human who had survived not because of skill or weaponry, but because of the choices he made. Kael realized something profound. The deadliest assassin in the galaxy had learned restraint. He had learned that power, no matter how lethal, was meaningless without judgment. Weeks later, Kael received a covert transmission from an anonymous source, a message encoded in a language so intricate only a master of intelligence networks could decrypt. The sender was Elias Drake. To the one who spared me, know this: I do not forget acts of mercy. The galaxy is full of killers, but few choose otherwise. Perhaps one day our paths will cross again, under different stars. Until then, may your conscience guide you more than your orders. Kael read the message repeatedly, letting the words sink in. He realized that, for the first time in his life, someone had seen him, not as a weapon but as a being capable of choice. The assassin had been changed by the human. Not by threat, not by reward, but by courage, ethics, and the unwavering commitment to protect rather than destroy. Kael stored the message in a secure data core, one that he would revisit often. He knew that it would serve as a constant reminder. True lethality was in the hand that could kill, but true strength was in the hand that chose to spare. Months later, Kael found himself across a negotiation table from Elias again, not as hunter and prey, but as two beings now bound by unspoken respect. The galaxy had shifted subtly because of one decision, one perfect shot that had never been fired. The human looked at him, meeting Kael's gaze directly, eyes calm and steady. No fear, no pretense, just presence. Kael inclined his head slightly. Respect, he realized, was the ultimate victory. Not over others, but over himself. In that moment, Kael understood something that would guide him for the rest of his life. Even the deadliest assassin could wield mercy as his most formidable weapon. And the galaxy, vast, chaotic, and indifferent, would remember him not only for the lives he ended, but for the lives he chose to protect. Ending, Kael Varyn, the deadliest assassin in the galaxy, walked away from his target that day not weakened, but enlightened. He had learned that skill alone did not define strength. Choice did. Humanity, embodied in one unassuming diplomat, had shown him that compassion could wield a power greater than fear. From that day forward, Kael's legend grew, not as a killer feared across the stars, but as a shadow that could destroy or save, depending entirely on the choice he made. And for the first time, the galaxy didn't tremble at his name solely for death. It trembled at the knowledge that even the deadliest could surprise the universe with mercy.